Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin if you're new here. So today we are going to be doing a March reading wrap up. I read quite a few books, as you can see in the background. I was actually really shocked. I usually start like the beginning of the month, like not reading at all, and then the end of the month I feel like that's when I read all my books. But I had spring break this month, so that gave me some extra time to spend more time in fictional worlds. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Okay, so firstly, I read The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood. This was me giving her kind of another chance. I read Bride back in February, I believe. So I ended up rating this a 3.5. I don't know if it's her writing that I don't enjoy, or the characters. I don't know what it is, but I liked the main guy character. I was not a huge fan of the female main character. I also did not picture him as Adam Driver. I believe that's who he's like supposed to look like. Didn't picture him as that at all. And the long chapters, I don't I am not a long chapter girl, and her chapters are really long, but I liked the lead up until they started dating, and I hate when that happens. Like, I hate when I like the couple before they were a couple, like when they were doing the whole like fake dating stint. Love that, ate it up. The minute they got together, I was like, okay, like, let's move on. But yeah, 3.5 is about accurate what I felt for this. I may read Love on the Brain, and I think if I don't like Love on the Brain or Love Theoretically, I think I'm just gonna consider her just like not an author for me, and that's okay. But yeah. Next, I read Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. So I didn't think I was gonna finish this one in March, but I did. I actually put it on my April TBR, but I ended up finishing it like that night. I ended up rating this a 4-star. This is a solid 4-star for me. I really enjoyed both characters. I loved getting to read in that dual POV. Like, there's just something that hits different about it, like getting to be in both of their minds. I loved Reese and I loved Sadie. I loved Sadie's relationship with her brothers and how they worked through that over the course of the book. Like, it wasn't something that was just solved super quick. I also loved Reese's character and how more, like, he had so much more depth than you would think, and how just, he was so, like, I guess the right word would be like smitten with Sadie. Like, that man was in love. I also really enjoyed his relationship with her brothers and his parents' relationship with her brothers, and like how that progressed over the course of the books. I think this was just a really good book to read. It was relatively small. I read it really fast, and I just really loved it. Next, I ended up reading Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. I also ended up rating this one, I believe, a 4-star. I don't know. I didn't have much expectations going into this, like very high. Like, they were kind of very meh. Like, I loved Divine Rivals. I think that was a 4.5 star for me. So I was like, okay, like, second one, cute, looking cute. It was really big. I read it. I don't know. There was something missing, and I can't quite pinpoint what it was, whether it be them just not having enough Roman and Iris, or I'm not really 100% sure. Like, I haven't thought about this book since I finished it. I don't know if that's like a sign. I don't know. I don't know. Something was missing, so therefore that's why it's a 4. It was just kind of like, eh. Like, I finished it and I was like, okay, moving on, you know? So yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I really liked Addie and I forgot his name. Like, her love interest, and I just wish we got to see more of them, more Roman and Iris. And then the epilogue was just like, it was like, okay, and, you know, and then there was no and. There was nothing that came after the and. It was just, you know, that's a horror, but that's how I feel. I don't really have much thoughts on this. So the next book I read was way different, I feel like, than all the books combined that I read this month, and that was Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I ended up rating this one a 4.5 star. I enjoyed this far more than I thought I would. They're both serial killers, and I thought, I need that. I read the Mindfuck series last month, and a lot of people said that if you liked the Mindfuck series and just that general like setting, that this book was perfect for it. They were right. I ate it up. I loved it. The couple, and the reason it's a 4.5 star, it was almost like it could have been a 5-star. I just felt like, I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this, like, there was no high stakes to this. And I know that it's a rom-com, I know, However, they're both serial killers. And you're telling me that not once they fucked up or like messed something up. They were doing specific things to the people they were killing, and no one caught on, nothing. That was what made it, I was just like, ooh. So I would have loved to see a little high stakes moment where it's like, oh shit, is Sloane gonna get caught? Or, you know, like, I just feel like, but I really loved the romance in this one. The smut, she knew what she was doing. Miss Ma'am knew exactly what she was doing writing this. She knew exactly. But yeah, 4.5 star. Was just missing the like high stakes aspects of it, you know, them being serial killers and the things that come with doing that. So then I went on a Boys of Tommen spiral, and I read Keeping 13, Saving 6, and Redeeming 6. So Keeping 13 I rated like an infinity star, like 6 star, 7 star, 10 star read. Saving 6 was a 4.75, and Redeeming 6 was basically a 5 star, 6 star read for me as well. The emotional attachment that I feel towards these characters is actually insane. Like, it should be studied. I have such a love specifically for Joey and Aoife. When I tell you, I would do anything to be in their world, specifically anything. I also convinced, well, 3 of my friends to read this series who don't typically read like romance books like this. They usually read fantasy, and the fact that I got Lainey and Faith to both love it, and Lauren, who's typically a dark romance reader, to hopefully start this really soon. Like, she basically got all the spoilers during like these 2 books, but she says she'll still give it a shot. So I've made my mark. And I just love all these characters. I would do anything to be in their world, to be with them, especially Joey and Johnny and Gibbsy and Shannon and Aoife, and just like, and I'm so excited for Taming 7 to come out this month. When I tell you I've already called my Barnes & Noble, I've put my order on hold for Taming 7. I'm ready to go. April 16th, 9 a.m. I am showing up to Barnes & Noble to get my book. No one is stopping me on that day. But yeah, I highly recommend, if you're gonna read one series ever, this one, because I do say it's a romance, but it is so much more. So yeah, I went down the rabbit hole and loved it, and I'm still in the rabbit hole, wishing I could reread these. I probably will. These will probably be like the first books that I ever reread. So then I read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I ended up rating this a 3.75 star, and I think this rating is low only because, be so for real, I skimmed the first like 100 pages of this, and according to Lainey, that was the most important part basically. I apologize. I didn't connect with this book like I thought I was. One character I really loved was Raven. I loved Raven. I can't even talk. I loved Raven. Love him so much. He slayed. He knew exactly what he was doing. There was the one scene, I don't even know what chapter it was, but lucky Elspeth. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, a lucky girl. But I am maybe gonna read Two Twisted Crowns. I'm not 100% sure. I have it set on my Kindle to read it. I don't know. I wasn't 100% sure how I felt about this one when I finished it. Like, I was like, okay. I think it was just coming off of that and then going, I don't know. I thought this would be like a good palette cleanser. I was wrong. This is its own palette. This is not a cleanser. But I really did enjoy like the world. I enjoyed like learning about it, and like the tarot cards. Like, I thought that was a really cool new aspect that I had never read about. It just didn't pique my interest like I thought it would. So before we talk about that mess right there, I was talking about the 2 books that I read on Kindle Unlimited, and that is Addicted After All and Fuel the Fire by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Those are books 7 and 8 in the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. So I ended up rating Addicted After All, ended up being like a 4 star. Hear me out. I know. It was the last book for Lily and Lo, and I was just really excited to be out of their point of view. I love them. I love Lily and I love Lo. I love them together. I obviously have an appreciation for them because they are the reason the series started in the first place. Duh. But they just irk my nerves sometimes. I got twitchy eye after that. But I do have an appreciation for them, but not my favorite. I am a Rose and Connor girl. I feel like when you're in their world, you are one couple's like ride or die. You're either Ryke and Daisy, Rose and Connor, Lily and Lo. I'm a Rose and Connor. Nothing will change that ever. So 4-star for me was like a really good rating in terms of like their story and their wrap up. I loved them getting married. I cried at Connor's speech. Thank you. I bawled my eyes out. Then I read Fuel of Fire and I ended up rating that one a 4.5. Only reason it's not higher is because it was not better than Kiss the Sky. I think Kiss the Sky by far is my favorite one in the series so far, and I only have a couple left. I am reading Long Way Down, so hopefully maybe that will be really good. So I highly recommend that series. I think if you just love drama and just family drama specifically, and their character development over the books has been amazing. I think that's my favorite part, is just getting to see them grow over time. And Fuel of Fire, I feel like really did that in terms of Rose and Connor specifically, because it was obviously their book, but just in general, like they grew so much during Fuel of Fire. So it was just really nice to see and read their book. So yeah, 4.5 for them, 4 for Addicted After All. And lastly and certainly least, the tandem. So this is Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. These are books 6 and 7, I think. Yeah, 6 and 7 in the Throne of Glass series, and I ended up rating, honestly, both like in their own ways, a 4-star. I am a proud Tower of Dawn lover. Not Nesrin's chapters, but everything that came without Nesrin. Empire of Storms, I was a Lysandra, Manon, and Dorian stan. When it was their POVs, I was sat. I was focused. I was ready to go, ready to read it. Anyone else? Anyway. So like I said, probably like 4 stars both in their own ways. It took me a while to read this. It took me almost a whole month. I stopped at like that quarter mark for both and then just left it there for like 2 weeks on my desk, and I was taunted every time I didn't read it. So then I was like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of being taunted by Lainey that I haven't read it, because she like binged it and finished it, and then she texted me, she's like, oh my god, like how far have you gotten in the tandem? And I was like, how far? Not far at all. So then I binge read basically like both of these, and I don't know, I liked the ending of this one. It was fun, it was fresh, it was so fun. This was what I can see. I don't know, I still can't quite figure out, like, not necessarily why you read these two together. Like, I can kind of see it, but at the same time, I could see myself, saw myself reading Tower of Dawn first, and then like Empire of Storms after that. Like, not necessarily Empire of Storms first, and then Tower. I don't know. I have very mixed opinions about it. I have not started Kingdom of Ash. I found it on Anna's archive, so it's sitting on my Kindle, waiting for me to decide to pick it up. I read the first like 2 little chapters where it's like the prince and the princess chapters, and then I got to page 4 and I was like, kind of tired of this, gonna go pick up something else. And then I did. So let me know if you guys enjoyed the tandem. I certainly enjoyed it at first, and then I got bored. So please let me know if you guys have the same feelings as me towards it, and how do you feel about Kingdom of Ash? I know that a lot of people say it's an emotional roller coaster, but sometimes I need to be told directly how they felt about it. So let me know if you guys enjoy Kingdom of Ash, and if it's worth me reading like immediately, or worth me putting off just for like a little bit of time. But let me know. That is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed any of these books, if you're maybe looking forward to reading any of them now that I've ranted and rambled about a few of them. But yeah, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!